Professional wrestling is the one true sport. Other sports have their share of intense, dramatic moments, but nothing can compare with professional wrestling. Welcome to Wrestling History X, where three friends come together to talk about the stories behind the matches. I'm Matt.
I'm a ninth grader, home alone.
I'm Single Shane. It's one S, one H, one A, single N, and an E. Shane.
Welcome to episode 183, Royal Rumble 1996.
You've been warned.
Ooh.
By who?
I don't know.
By that guy.
Yeah, by me. I warned
Him
myself.
over there.
That guy over there.
That guy. All right.
Maybe the guy in the ring. I don't know. Under the ring.
Maybe it was the Fink.
I don't know. Maybe it's
Maybe.
facial hardware or something. Who knows?
It was a floating facial appliance.
So this is the 9th annual Royal Rumble produced by the WWF. It would take place on January 21st, 1996 from the Selland Arena in Fresno, California,
My 9th birthday.
with an attendance of 9,600 people.
I imagine that whatever arena in Fresno couldn't have been that big. They don't have a sports team. The sports team was near where I lived.
Yeah?
Which team was that?
The Sacramento Kings.
Oh, that's right.
Mitch Richmond, brother. That's all we had back then. We lost a lot.
Mitch Richmond.
Mitch Richmond. Fun name to say.
Wasn't that the DMC, Run DMC Kings?
I don't know.
With,
Run DMC is...
it was a whole,
from
there
New
was
York.
three players that,
Um,
and it was Mitch Richmond, it was Run TMC. It was Tim Hardaway, Mitch Richmond, and Chris Mullen.
and you know,
When they played together for the Golden State Warriors.
yeah, because Mitch Richmond just kind of stayed on the Kings forever and was just a star player on a bad team for a long time. And I don't know that he ever really had any.
I knew Mitch Richmond was in the group.
Yeah. I had no idea, honestly. I just know Mitch Richmond is like the one star player of a team that never popped off until like the 2000s.
The Kings have never popped off.
They had a moment with Mike Bibby and Vadi Divac.
No.
Yes, they had a moment.
Those aren't real people.
It was exciting for me. I enjoyed it.
Mark, who?
Mike Bibby.
Bibby?
Mike Bibby and Vadi Divac. The
Vladi
Kings
Divac.
they made it to some playoffs for the first time ever. It happened.
They made the playoffs.
It
You
happened.
ever watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
It
where
happened.
Mac is talking about these sports people and it's nobody knows who the hell they are. That's kind of how I feel right
I mean,
now.
yeah, you should feel that way. But it was, yeah. I just remember that it was kind of exciting because I moved here and then the Kings like got okay for a moment.
I mean, I guess they were okay in like 02 and 03.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
I
about.
moved here and OU started winning national championships.
Go the fuck away, bro.
Yeah. I feel bad because I moved away and Nebraska didn't win another one
Aw.
after I left.
It's you.
Maybe.
The Cornhuskers curse. Shane Britton.
Hey, hey. Don't put that evil on me. These people up in Nebraska can get crazy.
So can people in Oklahoma. But we are in California, not
We
either one of
are.
those other states.
We are.
So, I mean, Shane probably brought us something delicious.
I think I kind of did this time. Here we are. We're back in California. I don't believe we've done one of these before, but if we did before, this one is
I don't
so
think so.
good that I don't remember the
I
other
don't
one.
think we have.
So I did what I do, where I look up, what foods are popular in the area of the show. I actually was just in California last week, and I really wish I could have brought some of the stuff that I had from there,
It
because
looked delicious.
Oh, really? Where were you?
fucking insane. Santa Monica.
That's funny. A friend of mine that you know was just in Santa Cruz.
Aw.
Like, he just came back the other day. I don't know how
I
close
thought
they
he
are
looked a
together.
little tan when he walked in the kitchen a little bit ago.
Uh-huh. Warmed up a bit.
Yeah, he kept posting pictures, and I was like, just a reminder, bro. But we're going to California here soon.
Yeah. I'm sure they don't have food as good in Fresno.
I don't know.
It's in the
'cause
valley. Yeah. Email me a sandwich.
Yeah, I had some awesomeness when I was out there. I ate pretty much everywhere, everything at all times that we could, because I was there on a quote-unquote work trip for research and relaxation. We ate all kinds of stuff: steaks, veggies, salads, breakfasts, submarine sandwiches, awesome burgers. Had a few different, 10 to 12 course dinners.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah, it was just ridiculous.
I love a course meal of small plates.
Yeah, to the point where I didn't know if I was eating because I was hungry or if it's just because it was there.
It was there.
I had to try it.
You're on vacation. Your stomach's bigger.
Yeah.
Your stomach's bigger on vacation.
Oh, it got bigger on vacation. I watched my shirt. It seemed like it was
tighter?
stretching on certain meals that we were having.
You got sunburn in between the buttons.
Yes. But I looked up what the official sandwich of California is, and it is the French dip.
Sounds so weird. Wouldn't it be the California Club?
Right?
I believe they have two, actually. This was the first one listed, and then they have a club with turkey and avocado.
Yeah.
I had originally attempted to go for the turkey and avocado because to me that one sounded more California.
Oh, yeah.
But the place that I was trying to have it DoorDashed or Postmated from was already closed or was not accepting any more orders for the night. So I went with the next available option, which was the French dip. And I found this awesome place here in Oklahoma City called Hopscotch. It's located over near Lake Hefner. Their French dip is ridiculously huge, big.
Yes. Yeah, it's like half of a
I ordered two of them because I figured, it's going to be a typical French dip size where, it's like an 8-inch hoagie or something like that. But this is like a jumbo sandwich. It even says on the menu it's the biggest sandwich on the menu. So I just thought that meant it was going to have a whole lot more meat, but it just has a whole lot more everything. It has some super soft. I'm trying to figure out what exactly kind of bread this is.
I think it's just it feels like a French bread loaf.
Just like a big French loaf.
It's a French baguette.
It's like it's like a really wide.
Yeah,
looks like a really wide piece
when you
of
order a
bread,
6-foot sandwich,
but it has not been garlic breaded up.
Yeah, when you order one of those 6-foot sandwiches and it's like that monstrous loaf, that's what this is. But it is premium sliced roast beef, Swiss cheese, grilled onions, sautéed mushrooms, horseradish mayo, and then it comes with a side of au jus. It also comes with some French fries. Apparently, when you eat there, it's bottomless fries. So if you're a French fry lover,
that's a plus.
We had them DoorDash, so by the time we got them, they were mostly colder. But I'd eat them.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'd like them if they were hot. I ate them while they were cold. So
it's a fine fry and a great sandwich.
Again, sandwich is just loaded with all kinds of goodies in here and flavor, and comes with a little cup of dipping sauce. So Hopscotch, I'm definitely gonna have to come there and try some food fresh off the grill.
Definitely,
because this is fucking incredible. So if you're ever in Oklahoma City, Hopscotch, it's on Hefner and May, and then go drive around the lake and check out some, birds.
Yeah, birds.
Yeah, birds.
Birds on the water.
Yep, and there will be no Coco Beware on the show.
Oh crap, that was a big old bite. But it's good.
Well, something that would happen right around the same time as Royal Rumble 96, From Dusk Till Dawn, would hit theaters earlier in the week.
Is it the best Robert Rodriguez movie?
I think so.
I think it might be.
Incredibly good.
Incredibly
it's the best
fun.
film that Quentin Tarantino acts in.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. Pulp Fiction's up there.
I guess, he is in that movie.
That's true.
But he's like...
His character in this one is a whole lot better than that
Let's
one.
say the film that he has... The best film that he has actually a role that...
Yeah, he's a star.
Yeah, like he's a top build.
Yeah.
This movie, the first time you watch it, it turns everything over on you in such a wonderful change of tone where it's so upsetting and so dark, and then they show up into the bar and the movie just gets flipped over into wonderful campy B violence and chaos. And then there's
campy and vampy, man.
It's
can't go wrong.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, I have watched this movie, but I've only ever watched it one time when it first came out.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to rewatch it again as a a full adult now because I was 18 when this came out. So
it's fun. You'll be surprised at how incredibly dark and twisted it is until they get down there, because there's Quentin Tarantino is basically playing a pedophile until the vampires show up, and then it becomes fun. But before that, it is just, and maybe I assume it is the first or a breakout role for George Clooney, as George Clooney was, probably on ER still at the time, I'd imagine.
He was ER. I want to say this was, because he had this one, and then what the hell was that called? One Fine Day with Michelle Pfeiffer that came out shortly after. So it was like two totally different movies. But yeah, 96 was a big blow up year for his celebrity status.
Yeah, and he got his like fast, quippy charm in here.
Yes.
Which I've never watched ER, but I assume he's...
He was actually on another TV show called ER as well before that. Back in the mid-80s.
I remember it. It was a comedy. And he was on Facts of Life.
He was on Roseanne.
Really?
He's been around for a long time.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Attack of the
I
Killer
didn't realize he had been around that long
Attack
either.
of the Killer Clowns from Outer Space, or
I just know he
Killer
was
Tomatoes
Killer
or something
Tomatoes.
like that. Yeah.
It was Return of the Killer Tomatoes.
Okay, because Attack of the Killer Tomatoes is a pretty dog shit movie. I have not seen Return of the Killer Tomatoes.
But this one was the debut of Salma Hayek, I believe, too.
No, Salma Hayek was in...
Was she in something before?
Desperado before this.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, Desperado came out before? Okay.
Yeah.
From Dusk Till Dawn's probably the best movie, but my favorite would probably be Desperado.
Yeah, because there's there's the trilogy, the El Mariachi trilogy. But yeah,
I forgot.
Dusk Till Dawn. I'm sure that was a big movie for people to watch when I was like in high school. It's like, oh yeah.
And it was another one of those non-stop rentals at Blockbuster.
Incredibly fun movie, and one that spawned tons of sequels that have nothing to do.
Yeah, way more. Sadly,
it's kind of like how
more than it should have.
Kind of like how the first Tremors movie, I think, is legitimately like it's perfect movie.
Film.
I think it's a perfect movie, and then the sequels are all just
except for the very last one that just came out.
Is it pretty good?
It's pretty good.
Okay, but yeah, it's like the other ones are just weird straight to video things, but that was a big thing in the 90s. Is if a movie did well enough, then you could make money putting a tape on the shelves as a sequel. We saw it with horror movies. Granted, Dusk Till Dawn and Tremors are both technically horror movies.
But enough about vampires. Let's talk Royal Rumble, 1996. We open on Sunny in a bathtub.
Say what?
Tonight contains material of a graphic nature. Viewer indiscretion. Discretion is advised. We then go to a black and white highlight package with narration talking about the measure of a champion. And the narrator settles on the Hart, making a pun about Bret Hart's name and calling the Undertaker a mystical phenom. He also talks about how Golddust hearts Razor Ramon.
Sure does.
Yeah, you do.
Before questioning who has the heart to win the Royal Rumble.
I have a heart for one Tammy Stitch, as she opens the show in a hotel bathtub. It is not glamorous, but she is still hotter than the surface of the sun.
Yes.
Agreed.
Vince McMahon then welcomes us to the show, and he will be joined by Mr. Perfect for commentary.
Kurt on the comm.
I'm digging it.
And he compares the Rumble to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And I went, but isn't WrestleMania basically like the Super Bowl of wrestling?
Yeah. At least he didn't say Super Brawl.
True.
Yeah.
He at least got the right company. But we go straight to our first match. Double J, Jeff Jarrett versus Ahmed Johnson. And Double J brings a guitar out with him.
He great.
He got the guitar, he got the flashing gear, and he's got a formidable opponent. As
Watch out, Slapnuts.
Shamed him at our last pay-per-view.
We then see highlights of Jarrett beating up Ahmed at In Your House 5. And Double J goes right after Johnson. But Ahmed ducks the attack, so Jarrett escapes to the floor. only for Johnson to stalk after him around ringside.
Double Jarrett's got to get the drop. I mean, there's no way he can go toe-to-toe with a man this large.
No.
Double J enters the ring first, so he looks to use the advantage to take control, only for Ahmed to use his power to thwart the plan, delivering a hip toss, clotheslines, shoulder tackles, and a power slam for a 2 count. Johnson hits a leaping clothesline before going for a crossbody that Jarrett ducks, sending Ahmed tumbling over the top rope, catching his wrist in the ropes.
I mean, you know, at least it wasn't his head. Ahmed probably looks better with ears.
Double J takes advantage, hitting a flying clothesline from the apron and working over Johnson's back, ramming him into the apron and then the steel steps. Back in the ring, Jarrett's choking Ahmed before nailing a body guillotine and a second rope double axe handle. But Johnson just shakes it all off and starts to jog around the ring, even as Double J tries for more double axe handles, only to be caught on an attempt and dropped with an atomic drop and a clothesline. A spine buster by Ahmed, but Jarrett rolls out to the floor to regroup. So Johnson just leaps over the ropes with a pescado, where he lands on his head.
Yeah.
He does land on his head.
Yeah. And so it goes, or so it begins, whatever you want to say.
Ahmed rolls Double J back in before heading upstairs, coming off with a somersault senton, hurting his leg in the process. So Jarrett goes straight to a figure 4, only for Johnson to reverse it. Double J continues to attack the leg until Ahmed shoves Jarrett out to the floor, where Double J grabs his guitar, leaps off the top rope, smashing it over Ahmed's head for the disqualification.
Ouch.
Post-match, Jarrett celebrates as if he has won, raising his arms in the air. But the ref just grabs his arm, throws him back down. It's like, you didn't win, dummy.
He didn't die.
Ahmed would finally wake up to remove the guitar necklace and chasing Double J to the back and out of the WWF until the end of 1997. But I'm sure he might show up someplace else real soon.
He just might. Ahmed John's that guitar shot, right over his head, straight through it, really nailed it. He's wearing it like a tie around his neck. It's pretty crazy.
Exploded.
We go to the back. Todd Pettengill is there with Diesel. And Todd calls him the odds-on favorite in the Rumble. Only for Big Daddy Cool to kind of make a silly face in response, like, of course. Diesel then compares his mindset to a teenager left home alone for the first time. He doesn't know what he would do next, but he will have the time of his life.
Homie gonna jack off. I was like, what is he talking about? This is weird and creepy.
He's gonna watch Dirty Dancing, have the time of his life, and he owes it all to you.
Pettengill then asks about Shawn Michaels and Vader, with Big Daddy Cool praising Heartbreak Kid for winning last year, calling Vader unproven, and saying it's not Vader time, it's Big Daddy Cool time.
Yeah.
Oh, ever the promo. Big
Doesn't
Daddy
sound
Cool.
as cool as you think it does there,
Also,
Big Daddy.
Call it Diesel time. That sounds so much better than Big Daddy Cool time.
Mm-hmm.
Todd also asks about The Undertaker, with Diesel saying he has no problem with him, just that he is the number 1 contender, not the dead man.
I mean, isn't the winner of the Royal Rumble
The number 1 contender?
the number
Yes.
1? Okay,
Should be.
Just checking.
But only at WrestleMania.
He gets the main event at WrestleMania. Okay.
Yeah.
So we go to our second match, the BodyDonnas of Skip and Zip, with Sonny versus the Smoking Guns of Bart and Billy Gunn for the WWF World Tag Team Championships.
Tom Pritchard with the blonde buzz cut looks so wrong.
And it just, it hurts my brain that it took me as long as it did to figure out it was Tom Pritchard when I was younger, because I remembered hating him as Tom Pritchard anyways, and then he shaved his head and bleached it, and I couldn't recognize him at first, but I knew he looked familiar.
Yeah, and it's funny too because it's like these two guys with their bleached hair and like similar bodies, that, like, it's wrestling, so you can't see everybody's face all the time. It can get confusing.
Mm-hmm. So Sunny takes the mic and hypes up her group. But then Skip and Billy started off with shoulder tackles, tilt-a-whirl head scissors, back body drop shared between them, before a missed clothesline by Gunn sends him crashing out to the floor. Bart jumps in the ring to help, only to be tossed out to the floor as well, allowing the BodyDonnas to bring Billy back in with a double-team slingshot. The BodyDonnas keep up the double teams with a double back elbow, then attempt to bring Bart back into the ring with a slingshot, only for him to reverse, sending the BodyDonnas out to the floor. Billy then follows out with a pescado over the held-down ropes by Bart. Back in the ring, Skip takes Billy down and goes for a figure four, only to be kicked off into Bart for the Guns to ping-pong punch Skip. And Zip jumps in the ring to help, only to be punched down as well by Billy. Sunny's walking around ringside to show the Guns some skin, which distracts them as it would anybody.
I mean, these guys also. It's like she's with this heel team of Skip and Zip, two, average-looking bleach blonde buzz cut guys, and then
Donna
Bart
bodies.
and Billy are like hot cowboys. Come on. If I were her, I'd want the hot cowboys too.
But this allows Skip to make a tag, and Zip comes in and he demands that Bart get in the ring.
He wants Bart.
But that plan backfires as he is chopped away, only for Bart to no-sell and return the favor before delivering a press slam. A blind tag by the BodyDonnas for Skip to run in with a clothesline on Bart, but then the Guns make a blind tag, which allows them to hit a clothesline spine buster combo.
I love Vince McMahon says that you've got to be Plastic Man to see that tag about like the Skip and Zip tag. It's like, how does Vince McMahon know who Plastic Man is? Or is he just saying a Plastic Man? I just thought it was Plastic Man's just a like C tier DC superhero.
DC character.
Okay.
Yeah. He's just a stretchy guy.
Eel O'Brien. That's more knowledge than you guys probably
Yeah,
anyone
yeah.
needs
I've seen
about Plastic Man.
I've seen the pilot from a cartoon from a long time ago.
Sonny climbs on the apron to complain to the ref when Billy is sitting to the ropes by Skip, knocking her down. And once he realizes it, Billy goes out to check on her, only for the BodyDonnas to attack him, including a pescado by Skip.
She plays it up, and like the camera, the show starts on Sunny in a bathtub, and then the like Attitude Era is on its way as the camera leers at Sunny and does everything it can to not be a gratuitous upskirt as they continuously show that she is cheeked up.
Back in the ring, the BodyDonnas keep up the attack as Zip front suplexes Skip onto Billy. A power slam by Skip, and then Zip is back in to gut wrench powerbomb Skip onto Billy again for a 2 count. Second rope elbow drop by Zip. Double team back body drop by the BodyDonnas for a near fall. The BodyDonnas and Billy are running the ropes when Zip and Skip bump into each other before falling into Gunn as well for the triple knockout. But this does allow Billy to make the crawl to his corner for the hot tag. Bart cleans house with left hands, a back body drop to Skip, back elbow to Zip, and makes the cover, only for Skip to make the save. Billy then charges in with a clothesline on Skip before the Guns look to send the BodyDonnas into each other again, only for Zip to back body drop Skip. Bart then drop kicks Zip into Billy, who body slams him, followed by the Guns delivering the Sidewinder. But Sonny has climbed on the apron again to distract the ref. This allows Skip to come off the turnbuckle with an axe handle to Bart, who was making the cover, and goes for the pin himself, only to get a 2 count. The BodyDonnas with a double back body drop on Bart before attempting a double team vertical suplex. But Billy spears Skip allowing Bart to roll up Zip for the pin and the win.
Is that our first spear?
3-point stance kind of counts, and then like the shoulders into the corner, but for like yeah, but yeah.
Do we have really?
As far as a clean one goes,
do we have Mr. Ass to thank for the starting of the spear?
Yeah,
I don't think so, but yeah, this one was definitely noticeable.
I mean, it's literally a tackle.
Yeah, there was a fun moment in this match where Skip and Zip are holding, I don't remember if it was Bart or Billy, but they both have the arms.
Could you tell which one was holding them?
No, they were holding one of the guns.
I know, was it Skip or Zip?
It was both of them.
Oh, okay.
They each had an arm, and
Shane gets what I was going for.
sorry, okay, but they were just holding his arms and just in the corner and just like slamming him into the corner and pulling him out with wrist control and slamming him back into the corner. And I thought that it was a fun spot that I don't feel like I've seen very much or maybe at all. But it seemed like a fun, shitty heel thing to do. It just kind of caught my eye. But not quite the same way that Sonny catches my eye.
Nothing is ever going to quite be like Sonny catching our eye.
No, I don't think so.
Vincent sends us to a compilation of Billionaire Ted's Wrestling War Room.
Oh,
This is
it's
incredible.
so great.
We're in a boardroom filled with caricatures of WC personalities such as Billionaire Ted, the Huckster, the Nacho Man, and Scheme Gene.
It's so mean and so funny.
Who's got nachos, brother?
One of the executives is actually played by Vince Russo,
I notice.
who says the reason WWF is better is that they have better athletes. All WCW have is the disloyal, greedy has-beens from the 80s. One of the executives then tells the Nacho Man he should do moves like the Pearl River Plunge. And then tells the Huckster maybe some aerial moves. And the Huckster chimes in that at his age, his feet don't leave the ground. Billionaire Ted then asks them what they can do. And the Huckster and Nacho Man begin posing. Before saying they should rename the Huckster the Boy Toy.
I needed to look up who played everybody in that, because there was a couple of them. I mean, yeah, Vince Russo I automatically recognized. The one that played Huckster, he looks like he's been in something I've seen before. Either that or...
You just remember him specifically from...
No, I mean, I'm picturing him in something like totally different hair, everything, but there's just something about his face that I can't remember what I've seen him in before. Same with Billionaire Ted. And it could just be because he's making some stupid expression on his face that looks like something I've seen on someone else.
Yeah,
but
and I love that Billionaire Ted says, I bought myself a network,
bought myself
a World Series, bought myself a library of classic movies. Why can't I buy the WWF? How come they're wrestling? He says wrestling because, you know, Vince McMahon hates wrestling, is better than ours. And it's just so funny. And then when they start to pose, they play like surf music a la like Pulp Fiction, which is popular at the time. So I thought that was very funny. Yeah, it's not the same exact song, but it's very close as most surf music.
The new WWF generation.
Yeah, could you insert Venture's song here? Very funny stuff.
Yeah, I always looked forward to those commercials, and I want to say there's a few different varieties of them, so we may get... I don't know if they carry on to the next pay-per-view or not, but if not, we may just have to look them up one day.
More do exist, yeah. I mean, I was, was aware of this, but I still wasn't ready for it. Like, I was aware of these commercials, but it really just hit my funny bone.
Apparently they hurt Mean Gene's feelings.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
I mean...
It's pretty fucking
technically, it doesn't look really that great.
No.
Because WWF just kind of whining.
Yeah, no, like they look like wieners, but it's still just funny.
I mean, it is fun.
But yeah, I see it as kind of a...
I think we'll see one more.
We see you.
Yeah. It's very petty.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes off as petty. It doesn't come off as anything but petty. Like, it's not a high road. It just feels like a lame low blow, but for our entertainment, it is pretty incredible.
Yeah. We then get sent to another video package where we see Golddust trying to attract Razor's attention with letters and flowers.
He's courting the man.
Even giving him a teddy bear and a centerfold of himself.
So funny.
Pettengill speculates whether Golddust is after the belt or the champion, before seeing that he has Hart painted on his chest with Razor's name.
Yeah, they say
it's basically a tattoo is what it's supposed to be. But
yeah, it's just like a little
Ultimate Warrior paint.
I love the, they say, is Golddust after the Intercontinental Champion or the Continental Belt? And I'm like, could not have written it. They said belt. They're still saying belt. But it's just it was just such a nice turn of phrase for this gay panic gimmick.
And Ramon has had enough, and he attacks Golddust on Raw, where they brawled throughout the building before going out into the snow until Golddust would escape in his car.
Hate crimes.
But Golddust, it might all be just a game, as things are called into question here shortly.
That leads us right into our third match. Golddust with the Usher and a young lady versus Razor Ramon for the WWF Intercontinental Championship. So the young lady, who is never named on this show.
No, she's not. They're confounded, and she is mysterious.
Yeah, she took away a name choice from me, too.
But that's the former Alexandria York.
Absolutely.
Who we last saw at Clash of the Champions 17. All the way back in episode 61.
Damn.
She's been away for a while.
So the match gets going, and Golddust is doing some gestures to get into Razor's head. But Ramon starts working the arm and paintbrushing the golden one.
Oh, yeah. He's not a fan, because Golddust just looks at him and starts just rubbing his body in gratuitous fashion.
Golddust reverses a waistlock and begins to rub the hairy chest of the bad guy, which freaks Razor out.
Like, dude, come on, you've been down in Miami. You know how this goes.
Ramon goes back to the arm, only for the golden one to reverse and slap the bad guy. But Golddust is then taken down and given more paintbrushes across the head, before Razor slaps him on the cheek, and then on a cheek, only for the golden one to like it.
The golden one has, like, cheeky gimp vibes in this match. It's crazy.
Ramon continues with the right hand to send Golddust to the floor to regroup, with the bad guy stalking after him, only for the golden one to hide behind his lady friend. Back in the ring, the two are back and forth with takedowns and head scissors, until Razor with a right hand sends Golddust out to the floor once again. And Ramon follows out, only for the golden one to again hide behind his lady friend. They go back inside, where the bad guy clotheslines Golddust over the ropes to the floor, where he hides behind his lady friend again. But this time, Razor moves her out of the way, allowing the golden one to take advantage, ramming Ramon into the ring post and the apron.
Posted. I love it, because he just grabs her shoulders, lifts her up, and sets her down. It's not like violent or anything. It's like, I've had enough.
Yeah,
I'm just going to move you.
Picking up a child and putting you over here.
He just, like, sets her back down in her chair.
Back in the ring, Golddust comes off the top with a double axe handle, working the back of the bad guy, flinging him around the ring before hitting a bulldog for a 2 count. The golden one with a slingshot back suplex for a near fall, before dragging Razor to the ropes, where the young lady blows Golddust into his eyes.
The gold confetti, and the camera really just catches maximum side boob. It's fucking glorious.
I mean, it's
glorious
hard,
and gratuitous.
It's hard not to capture maximum side boob with this young lady here.
That's very true.
Ramon's fighting back, only to telegraph the back body drop, allowing the golden one to faceplant him and nail a swinging neckbreaker for a 2 count. Golddust locks on a sleeper, with the bad guy escaping with a mule kick low blow. But the golden one recovers first to make a cover for a near fall.
Mr. Perfect informs us that if Golddust puts Razor to sleep, he can do anything that he wants. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Attaboy,
We get it, guys. We get it.
He's so bizarre.
Razor begins to fire up with right hands and a choke slam for a 2 count before delivering a fall-away slam for a near fall. And Golddust rakes the eyes and heads up to the top turnbuckle, only for Ramon to hit the ropes, causing the Golden One to crotch himself. The bad guy then climbs onto the turnbuckle to hit a super back suplex, all while the young lady has made her way into the ring, where she trips on the impact of them hitting the mat and looks to have twisted her ankle.
Oh no, she's wearing those heels, man.
Razor calls for the finish when 1-2-3 Kid would sneak in from the crowd, nailing Ramon with a top rope spinning heel kick, allowing Golddust to make the cover for the pin and the win. And new!
Attaboy, Goldie.
I mean, and then Golddust and his young lady lick each other's tongues.
Yep.
On camera very closely. And like Vince McMahon was upset about blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they basically gave him this young lady because Glad was having issues, had complained about Golddust.
I mean,
And that's
making
why...
fun of.
yeah, I mean, there's a sign in the crowd during this match that says "Gay Dust."
Gay dust.
Yeah, it's not even clever. They're just like, maybe, but we love him anyway.
Everyone is perfect in their own way.
Absolutely. But Golddust's character is so... It's so, like, even minus the, like, you know, gay panic angle of it, the heel work is incredible.
Yeah.
You know, just the antagonizing and, like, you know...
Psychological.
the psychological warfare of it all. And then was not ready for 1-2-3 Kid to show up again, as he's wont to do.
Vincent sends us to a video package of comments from some Rumble participants. And first up is actually Dr. Jeff Unger, who says Shawn Michaels is in good health, but he's worried about the Heartbreak Kid getting in the ring with 29 others, as this match would be Shawn's return from his concussion that Owen Hart had caused. Speaking of the Rocket, he predicts victory and warns Michaels that he will end his career.
Just like you should have the last time.
Jake Roberts
Well, hey there, buddy.
talks about demons and snakes, and that he wants to get a taste of everyone.
And wants them to have a taste of him, too.
And we haven't seen Jake since Halloween Havoc 92, episode 76.
Damn, it's been that long. Wow.
Spin the wheel.
Make a deal?
Yeah. That's the show, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Damn.
Coal Miners Glove.
So long ago.
Yeah, midgets and whoever in the little sex club.
Remember when WCW had that small streak of really fun, bad video
those
promos?
were great.
They were so good. Remember when Tony Schiavone was a vampire?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Just taking a stroll down memory lane.
You remember when that was? That was before Hogan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Now we just get Monster Truck Sumo.
Yeah, and Renegades and
I forgot about Renegade. Damn
the
it.
Man Without Name.
Mm-hmm.
Butchers.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Jerry the King Lawler says it's called the Royal Rumble because royalty will win it. And Barry Horowitz talks about being an underdog.
The Jewish phenom.
Go, Barry.
Vader and Jim Cornette yell about being the most powerful force in the WWF, and that it's Vader time.
They're gonna release the Mastodon.
And Heartbreak Kid says he did it once, and he'll do it again for his fans. The Click.
Mm-hmm.
His fans are the Click.
Yep. Got a click cam and everything.
But then we go to our fourth match, the Royal Rumble match. And Vince explains the rules and tells us that Hunter Hearst Helmsley will be number one because he lost a match on the free-for-all before the show, which we see some video footage of him using brass knuckles to be disqualified.
Uh-oh.
And fun little note, it was actually the very first free-for-all.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like
Was
the
before
first
this show.
our first pre-show.
Yeah. Which none of those are on the network.
Oh, nuts. Maybe
30
YouTube.
less minutes that we have to watch.
Yeah.
But number 2 is Henry O. Godwin.
It's hard boiling time.
Who else was it going to be? Come on.
Bob Backlund.
I mean, he's probably number 3.
Hog and Triple H start trading punches when Godwin would hit a clothesline and a back body drop. Godwin would then send Hunter to the corner for a flare flip, only to be flipped back into the ring where Hog looks to press slam him. But Triple H counters with a thumb to the eye. Hunter's choking and raking at the face, laying it in with right hands and trying to lift him over the ropes, to no avail. Godwin would fight back with right hands and a body slam, until we get a counter in the corner of the screen, counting down from 10.
No, just keep going.
But we get number 3, Bob Backlund. Hog has Hunter dangling over the ropes when Backlund makes the save, before trying to dump Godwin out, to no avail. And all 3 men are brawling, where they keep trying to eliminate someone, only for the third man to make a save instead of helping. And number 4 is Jerry the King Lawler. Triple H hits a leaping knee to Hog, followed by the King grabbing the slop bucket. Backlund and Hunter have Godwin held as Lawler approaches to throw it in his face, only to be kicked away and given a double noggin knocker to Bob and Triple H. Hog then grabs the bucket and chases everyone from the ring, but Godwin still throws the slop onto the King and the front row.
Yeah, the front row. I was like, I would have been pissed.
Yep, because this is only
Yeah.
barely halfway through the show. You got a whole lot of show left.
Yeah, your first row ticket comes with a side of coleslaw.
Everyone makes it back into the ring to brawl some more as number 5, Bob Holly, makes his way to the ring.
Hey there, Sparky.
And Holly hits a back body drop on Lawler and Hunter with a clothesline to Hog before looking to toss him out, only for Godwin to hold onto the top rope and roll back in. Hog drops an elbow on Triple H, followed by Backlund attacking them both with elbows as well. Number 6 is King Mabel with Sir Mo, and he goes right after Godwin, choking him in the corner, while Hunter is laying in right hands and a back body drop to Holly. Triple H trying to eliminate Holly when Backlund would come over to attempt to get them both out, to no avail.
Sorry, old man.
Number 7 is Jake, the Snake Roberts.
The crowd pops big for Jake.
And he throws Revelations into the ring, which is the Snake's name,
Oh, okay.
causing everyone to bail out of the ring again,
It is a big ass snake.
Big ass fucking snake.
except for Lawler.
Uh-huh.
And Jake puts the snake on the King, causing him to disappear out of the ring.
Yep. And Jake, helps the snake into the bag with the animal.
Yeah,
The handler.
the handler's right there.
Which they get all on camera. It's very funny.
Holly goes after Roberts once the snake is gone, followed by everybody else getting back into the ring.
And Jake is wrestling in a t-shirt.
Yeah, he's a little thicker than the last time we saw him.
And he's always been thick.
Yeah, he
Just probably not as conditioned.
he found some. He found some Jesus while he was away, and I don't know if he gave up on the nose candy and was sticking strictly to the booze, or
He definitely found a crack rock that looked like Jesus.
Mabel is bumped by Hog, falling into the ropes and getting caught between them, allowing Holly and Godwin to work him over. Number 8 is Dory Funk Jr.,
that's a shocker for me.
Wild.
who we haven't seen since Heat Wave 94, episode 123. And Roberts hits a DDT on Hunter, while Dory goes after Backlund with uppercuts.
DDT goes over big. Vince McMahon lets us know that Terry was going to be here as well, but he's in Germany with Bruce Willis. I
Okay.
guess they're shooting a movie.
96.
I imagine Terry Funk probably didn't even talk to Bruce
Mercury
Willis.
Rising, maybe?
Who knows? I just thought it was interesting.
Mabel gets Holly over the ropes, but he lands on the apron, coming back in with right hands on Triple H. Mabel's choking Hog when Funk tosses Backlund over the ropes, only for him to land on the apron, where Dory tries to force him out. Backlund punches his way back in and hits a body slam. All of a sudden, we see someone peeking out from under the ring apron, and it's Lawler.
Of course it's Lawler.
And he stays under there for quite some time. Number 9 is Yokozuna. And Hunter is hanging by a leg over the ropes as Godwin kicks him. And Backlund has the chicken wing on Funk, when Yoko attacks Backlund with headbutts before tossing him over the ropes to be eliminated.
Oh, Bob.
Zuna and Mabel start fighting each other with Hog caught behind them in the corner. So when King Mabel hits an avalanche splash on Yokozuna, Godwin takes an even bigger blow. Hog takes a Hurricanrana from Holly, a knee drop from Triple H, and another splash from Mabel. And number 10 is 1, 2, 3 Kid. And Razor Ramon's chasing him down the aisle, through and around the ring.
I mean, he's pissed about the Intercontinental title loss. Of course he is. As if he didn't have enough reason to be mad in the first place.
Until officials can arrive to stop the bad guy and take him to the back. King Mabel hits a double choke lift on the Kid when number 11, Takeo Omaro, comes in. Takeo is from All Japan Pro Wrestling.
What you doing over here?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. Omari sounds moderately familiar.
So I was hoping you guys would know more about him, because I don't remember him at all.
I'm not particularly familiar with, I forgot his first name, but Omari.
Takeo?
Takeo Omari.
He was from All Japan.
Yeah.
That's what I know.
Yeah.
Omari and Dory team up on Mabel, with Takeo hitting a dropkick. But then Yoko and King Mabel team up on Omari with double chops. Takeo goes for a body slam on Mabel, which seems like a smart move.
Yeah.
Only to receive a forearm to the back. Jake's hitting some quick jabs and running punches to knock Zuna down to the mat. And number 12 is Savio Vega. And he goes right after King Mabel, hitting a spinning heel kick before teaming up with Yokozuna to eliminate Mabel.
Damn.
Thanks for coming.
And this would be the last time we see King Mabel for a couple of years.
Uh-oh.
Is he on the Yokozuna diet?
Maybe.
I mean, I don't know. They get sent Yoko away for, I guess it was only a couple months at a time.
Yeah. Oh, no. I don't think
No,
it's
Mabel
anything
got
like
fired.
that.
Yeah. I mean, we'll definitely will be eviscerated by him later.
On the other side of the ring, Omari looks to toss Roberts, only for Jake to counter with the head scissors to send Takeo out of the ring to be eliminated.
Thanks for coming.
Savio with a body slam of 1, 2, 3. Holly with punches and a turnbuckle smash on Yoko. Dory with a vertical suplex on Vega, only to then receive kicks from the Kid. Number 13 is Vader with Jim Cornette.
The Mastodon.
He comes in with stiff shots to Holly in the corner as Vega is on the apron fighting Dory, back body dropping him over to the floor to be eliminated. And this is the last time we will ever see Dory Funk Jr. But he continues to wrestle in All Japan for many years.
Wow.
Like, I think his last match was 2019.
Yeah, I was going to say it was just a couple years ago.
That's crazy.
And he was already, what, like 50s, 60s here?
60s here.
Jesus.
Vega is snapmared by Vader back into the ring, who then gets some stiff shots as well that puts Savio on Dream Street. And number 14 is Doug Gilbert,
Weird.
who we haven't seen since Ultra Clash 91, episode 101, as the Dark Patriot.
Is he Eddie Gilbert's brother?
Yes. And he won this spot by winning a Battle Royal in the USWA.
Yeah, it was interesting that they said that on commentary. They're like, they said another promotion without it being...
They had a good working relationship, sending people up and down, just kind of keep getting some work and that kind of thing. So.
Yeah, pulling some yobbers.
So Yoko and Vader would begin to trade punches as Jake hits a DDT on Vega. Robert sets up for a DDT on Gilbert, only to be clotheslined by Vader, which sends him tumbling over the ropes to the floor to be eliminated.
Sorry, Jake.
A short arm clothesline from Vader to Gilbert before also headbutting 1, 2, 3. Vader then hits an avalanche splash on Gilbert, but then Savio catches Vader with a super kick. And number 15 is Squat Team member number 1.
Nobody cares.
Who we last saw at Ultra Clash 93, episode 101, as the Headhunters.
Was it last year where they had absolutely nobody?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
This is definitely
A step up.
a big step up. I mean, Dory Funk is Dory Funk, but then you have your Squat Team member and Doug Gilbert. But for the most part, this is not like people are getting pops.
Yes.
And it's nice, because I remember the one last year we were just like, what the fuck?
We should also mention this is the first time that they've played the entrance music for each of them as they've come out.
Wow, yeah.
Good eye.
It really does add a lot.
Because, yeah, before it was just the first two that got music, and that was it. And then the winner.
So Vader head claps Vega before headbutting, choke slamming, and press slamming Gilbert over the ropes to be eliminated. Squat Team member number 1 goes after Vader, only for him to be tossed as well to be eliminated.
To diminishing returns.
Bye-bye.
Vader and Zuna start trading punches again, but Cornette jumps on the apron to calm them down, because they're both Camp Cornette.
Yeah.
Number 16 is Squat Team member number 2,
Yeah.
who we also saw as a headhunter at Ultra Clash 93 episode
These guys
101.
They are identical twins.
Our
you know.
future, I think it was like a Raw from a couple years after this, where these same two guys come out as the Butchers, and they're just like Abby fakes, and they come to the ring with like Jim Cornette, and one of them tries to work a spot with like Owen Hart, and Owen Hart's like, this guy has no idea what he's doing, so Owen Hart just like drops his arms down and walks away. I'm sure you can find the clip, but it's funny. I was like, oh, that's those guys.
So Squat Team member number 2 meets his twin in the aisleway, and they decide to go do some damage as they both go back into the ring to go after Vader. And Vader just starts laying it in on both of them when Yokozuna joins the fray, as Vader clotheslines number 1 over the ropes to be eliminated a second time, while Yoko clotheslines number 2 on the other side of the ring to be eliminated as well. Vader then hits a short arm clothesline to Savio, but Vega fights back with an eye rake, chops, and Triple H teams up to deliver some punches in the corner.
More like Squash Team. Sorry, it's a little late, but...
It took me a second there. I'm like, what?
But yeah, I was like, I didn't have...
Number 17 is Owen Hart, who delivers a cheap shot to Holly as he's entering the ring. Savio then hits a drop kick to Vader that's no sold, so then Zuna and Vader team up to work over Vega, including an Irish whip assisted Yokozuna splash in the corner, followed by a Vader avalanche splash in the corner as well. Vader then body slams and hits a splash in the middle of the ring on Savio, followed by a Yoko delivering a leg drop.
Damn. Savio's getting smashed.
I mean...
More like Squash Team.
Yeah, Jim Cornette is managing both of these super heavyweights.
Number 18 is Shawn Michaels, who starts laying it in with right hands to Vega and the Kid when Vader clotheslines Savio over the ropes to be eliminated.
Oh, sorry, buddy.
Zuna and Vader start fighting once again, with Corny begging them to stop, while Heartbreak Kid is taking everyone else out with right hands. Yokozuna hits a headbutt and attempts to lift Vader over the ropes, when Shawn comes running over, giving them both a boost to send Vader and Yoko tumbling over the ropes to the floor to be eliminated.
I mean, wild. The crowd goes bananas. I was kind of like, really? Vader? I mean, Yoko has made the money that Yoko's going to make for the company and for himself.
Yeah.
But Vader?
Yeah,
Go further?
he went a whole lot quicker than I was thinking he would.
I mean, the idea is the dissension between Yoko and Vader was their downfall, but still.
Yep.
It's a lot.
Michaels then press slams 1, 2, 3 over the ropes to be eliminated as well. The Heartbreak Kid's punching everyone in the ring while Zuna and Vader are shoving each other on the floor. And number 19 is Hakushi. Yeah. When Vader re-enters the ring to go after Shawn, pummeling him in the corner with stiff shots before press slamming him over the ropes to the floor.
Aww.
So Shawn must be eliminated, right? He went over the ropes, hit the floor.
Was it the? I believe Vince McMahon says it was the second rope, or something like that.
No, he definitely went over the top rope.
Yeah. Now there was a different part where he was talking about earlier. I think when Vader first got in there, or somebody big got in there, but everybody left the ring. I think it was when Jake came in.
Everyone went through the middle ropes. So.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Because if you remember in the past, people that have been eliminated have helped eliminate people.
All the time.
So this happens. But, this time, it doesn't count.
Yeah, because I don't even have it in my notes, and I thought I got all the eliminations written down, but I didn't quite catch that spot.
But Vader just continues to destroy everyone in the ring, throwing Owen through the ropes, headbutts and clotheslines Hunter over the ropes to the floor, back body drops Holly over the ropes as well, before tossing Hart through the ropes once again. And officials finally make him stop when Gorilla Monsoon confronts him and demands that Vader leave, with Cornette convincing him as well. So that leaves Hakushi, Owen, and Lawler as the only men who haven't gone over the ropes. But everyone returns to the ring. So, I said, I guess an eliminated person can't eliminate someone in this Rumble.
Yeah. Not this one.
Not under Gorilla's watch.
Yeah. I was like, where did Omari come from? It's like, maybe he's buddies with Hakushi.
I think he was friends with Dory Funk.
Oh, yeah, that makes...
Because they were both Ultra.
That makes even more sense. We're like, hey, Terry can't make it. You got somebody...
Is he a young lion that was on an excursion?
I don't think so. I don't know how All Japan works. I don't know if they do the excursion thing or not. But
number 20 is Tatanka, who we haven't seen since King of the Ring 95, episode 155. And Shawn throws Corny over the ropes to the floor, while Hakushi enters the ring with a top rope single sledge to Owen, followed by a handspring back elbow.
Muda.
Triple H then comes off the top with a single sledge of his own to Hakushi.
Oh, Triple H already getting a fondness for those sledges.
Everyone's brawling when Hakushi looks to dump the Heartbreak Kid, but Hunter makes the save, only for him to then punch Michaels to send him over the ropes to the apron, before rolling back in.
Turns out...
and now we're best friends.
Yeah, it turns out Hunter is also a Shawn Michaels fan as a member of the clique.
Yeah, when I met my high school best friend, we met in 6th grade, and the first thing that happens was we got into an argument, and he slammed my head into the side of a bunk bed at camp.
Oh.
And we were just like best friends from there.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, look.
Are you sure he wasn't
Triple
your bully
H?
Shane?
Huh?
Are you sure he wasn't your bully, Shane?
No.
Just that one day.
Just that one moment, and then we were just like besties from there. Just like Triple H and Arch.
Jonathan Michaels.
Sense. Yeah, HBK. There we go. There's the words, letters.
Owen sends Hakushi to the corner, where he attempts to leap up and over a charging Hart, but is caught and dumped over the ropes to the floor to be eliminated.
We love Hakushi. What a great look. Sad to see him go.
Poor Hakushi.
Number 21 is Aldo Montoya, who starts attacking everyone. Triple H with a leaping knee to Shawn that sends him through the ropes to the floor, where he takes a breather. And Holly looks to drag the Heartbreak Kid back in, but he's punched away, so Shawn just continues to walk around ringside, with the crowd telling him about the king under the ring. So Michaels pulls Lawler back into the ring to then punch him to send him over the ropes to the floor to be eliminated.
Didn't really work out for Jerry.
No.
Number 22 is Diesel,
Honk, honk.
who comes right in and decks Hunter before throwing Tatanka out of the ring to be eliminated. And this is the last time we'll see him for about 10 years.
Oh, wow, yeah. Tatanka really had a moment of not losing and then losing and saying that he hadn't lost.
And then
they really just didn't know what to do with the man.
Lost from there.
He was lucky that he got the push.
Big Daddy Cool then attacks Owen with knees before Big Daddy Cool and Heartbreak Kid fighting off everybody, and they end up backing into each other. So when they turn, Diesel decks him as well.
Oh.
Shawn returns the favor only to be kneed away, followed by Hart going after Big Daddy Cool as well with shoulder blocks and mounted punches. When Diesel would just dump him over the ropes, but Owen would land on the apron. Number 23 is Kama, the Supreme Fighting Machine, who we haven't seen since SummerSlam 95, episode 163. And Michaels is hitting mounted punches on Holly. Big Daddy Cool's working over Kama with the help of the Heartbreak Kid holding him, only for the Supreme Fight Machine to move, causing Shawn to take the blow.
Vince McMahon over the microphone says that Ahmed Johnson is at the hospital. Vince McMahon said hospital.
Whoa.
Crazy times. We got Belt and Hospital in the
know.
same show.
I know. I mean, they'll go away soon enough, I'm sure.
Number 24 is the Ringmaster.
What?
Or better known as some guy named Steve Austin.
Who comes out to no real reaction, but we know who he is.
And he goes right after Holly with a chop block, a turnbuckle smash, chops, only for Bob to fire back when Diesel joins the fight as well.
And Austin comes in with a furiosity that legitimately changes the temperature of the ring. There's just more oomph and fire behind everything that he's doing.
Because the master has arrived.
He's got to stake his claim.
Step up.
He's got to stake his claim. He wasn't noticed correctly before.
Mm-hmm.
Holly hits a catapult to send the Ringmaster over the ropes, only to be hold on and roll back in, where he hits a leaping knee to send Holly over the ropes to be eliminated.
And I'd like to give Bob Holly a show of hands for his contributions here. He was great in this match until he was no longer in the match. But he was much appreciated and I feel like needed.
Number 25 is Barry Horowitz, who immediately is tossed around by Big Daddy Cool. Michaels and Owen are fighting in the corner with Hart being kicked over the ropes, only to skin the cat back into the ring. Hunter then saves Kama in the corner from Diesel, only to just be launched over the ropes to the floor to be eliminated.
Good showing there, Hunter. Made it all the way to number 25. I'm proud of
It's
you.
like 48 minutes
Yeah.
in the ring.
First Royal Rumble.
Early on, Vince McMahon was like, I think Hunter might make it as far as Shawn did last year.
Saw a potential son in him.
Mm-hmm.
Even before he didn't want him to date his daughter.
Yep.
Number 26 is Fatu.
To no reaction, which is a true shame.
The Heartbreak Kid hits a top rope drop kick on Horowitz. Fatu with a super kick to the Supreme Fighting Machine. Owen goes for a vertical suplex of Shawn over the ropes, but Michaels holds on to set himself on the apron and go for a suplex of Hart, dragging him over to the apron as well. Number 27 is Isaac Yankem DDS. And everyone has made it back inside the ring when Horowitz's back body dropped by Owen over to the floor to be eliminated.
And Isaac Yankem gets less of a reaction than anybody thus far.
Hart then follows up with an enziguri to the Heartbreak Kid, the same move that knocked him out the night after the Survivor Series.
Oh.
Hart tries to throw Shawn out, only for Diesel to grab hold of Owen to dump him out to be eliminated, while Michaels holds on to the ropes, which is completely missed as they were showing the enziguri replay.
Yeah.
I think this is like the second year in a row that we've missed the Owen Hart elimination.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's weird. And Shawn does a great job of selling the kick to the head, as he should.
Yeah.
The Ringmaster hits a vicious clothesline of the Heartbreak Kid and does some flexing for the crowd, allowing Big Daddy Cool to lay it in with right hands and chokes. Number 28 is Marty Jannetty.
Hit him with the drop kick.
Look what the cat dragged in.
And everybody's brawling away when Fatu hits a super kick to yank him. Shawn and Marty then match up, running the ropes, only to hit each other for a double knockout. Diesel hits a side slam of Jannetty as number 29, the British Bulldog Davey Boy Smith, makes his way to the ring.
Diana Cam.
Bulldog goes right after Michaels when Marty gets involved, only to be back body dropped by Davey Boy over the ropes to be eliminated.
Diana's got like a wild like Mars Attacks hairdo. It's really funny.
Fatu and the ringmaster are battling it out with right hands and headbutts before Austin is clotheslined over the ropes to the floor to be eliminated.
Damn.
Yankum follows with a clothesline to Fatu to eliminate him as well. And number 30 is Duke Drosy. And he got this spot from winning that matchup versus Triple H earlier in the night on Free For All.
Yeah, so you're number 1, number 30, and they call him Duke Dump. That's his name.
Well, he's Duke the Dumpster Drosy.
I know, but it's so bad.
Come on, don't.
The Heartbreak Kid's thrown through the ropes to the floor by Bulldog, so he follows out, only for Sean to run Davey Boy into a guardrail. Owen then runs back down and joins the fight as well, running Michaels into a guardrail until officials force Hart to leave. Bulldog rolls the Heartbreak Kid back into the ring to press slam him when Diesel hits a shot to Davey Boy's gut, causing him to drop Sean. Michaels then drop kicks Yankum over the ropes to the floor to be eliminated, while Big Daddy Cool and Kama dump out Drosy.
Dump.
So the final four are the Heartbreak Kid, Diesel, the Bulldog, and the Supreme Fighting Machine.
One of these things does not belong here.
Hey, leave the Godfather alone.
So Kama hits a back elbow to Big Daddy Cool in one corner, while Sean is back body dropped out to the apron by Davey Boy on the other side.
This guy lives on the apron.
Michaels slides underneath Bulldog before clotheslining him out of the ring to be eliminated.
I mean, nice. It's a nice spot.
Mm-hmm.
Kama then runs over with a punch to the Heartbreak Kid, only for him to skin the cat to save himself. So then Diesel just shoves the Supreme Fighting Machine over the ropes to be eliminated. As Big Daddy Cool turns around, Sean delivers some sweet chin music that sends Diesel over the ropes to be eliminated.
The man hasn't even recovered from the clothesline.
Sucker.
Shawn Michaels is your Royal Rumble winner.
Back to back, baby.
2-time.
So post-match, Big Daddy Cool is upset when Doc Hendricks tries to talk to him, only for Diesel to attack Davey Boy in the aisleway. And Big Daddy Cool finally turns to Doc saying, the only reason he's still breathing is because I allow it. Not really specifying who he means.
I guess either or, but I assume Shawn Michaels, considering,
But then Shawn is seen stripping in the ring.
He's dancing with the crowd, teasing
The
pulling
booty
his
shot.
pants down for
Click
that.
wants to see the stuff.
The ass.
I mean, he was going pretty low on the front side, too.
Have you ever seen a grown man naked?
And Diesel returns to the ring to stop him. The two men stare each other down when Big Daddy Cool just holds up his hand. So Shawn runs and leaps and gives him a high five before exiting the ring to allow Michaels to continue his celebration.
I know.
It's like that whole Lex and Sting thing where they have to stop each other from doing something that they're going to regret in the future. Will Shawn stop Diesel? Only time will tell.
So fun fact here, Kama was not supposed to be in the Final Four.
Was it supposed to be Triple H?
No, it was supposed to be the ringmaster.
Oh.
Whenever he was clotheslined over the ropes, he was supposed to hold on, but his hand slipped and he fell out.
Damn,
that's a bummer. But I mean, it's hard to look back and be like, well, it's a shame that had to happen to that guy. It's like, no, we can't say that about one of the biggest wrestling stars of all time. He's gonna be fine.
So if you've ever wondered, what do they do if there's a mistake in the Royal Rumble? They just
let Kama take the spot.
Kama has not been eliminated.
They just move on.
Yeah, that's all you can do.
That would have been great. I'm happy Bulldog was in the Final Four, but how great would it have been to have HBK, Diesel, Steve Austin, and Hunter as your final four in Austin and Hunter's first Rumbles. Think it would have been great.
Yeah.
A sign of the future. Maybe throw Hall in there, keep Steve out, and you have the curtain call happen sooner.
So we go to our fifth match. The Undertaker with Paul Bearer versus Bret, the Hitman Hart, for the WWF Championship.
Boom, boom, boom.
So Bearer has a new urn that was fashioned out of the remnants of the old one.
You know what I love? That the urn was melted down to a chain, and the chain was melted down into a new urn.
And that they used the remnants. Wasn't that what they were calling it before?
Yeah, the remnants of the urn.
It was a chain for a little while, and then it became the
Remnants.
remnants of the old urn.
Mm-hmm. It's like it's obviously just a gold chain.
So as Taker makes his way down the aisle, he meets Diesel there, who's still walking back from the Rumble.
I guess they were short on time, or was Diesel just like hanging out, signing autographs?
So I'm just like, but doesn't that mean that Sean's still in the ring celebrating as
think
well?
so?
Where Big Daddy Cool shoves Paul, so the dead man starts to trade punches with Diesel until officials can break it up.
And the UT, the Undertaker, is still wearing his facial appliance.
Diesel yells that he is not afraid of the dark as he leaves.
Good.
Once Brett's in
Blindfold
the
match right now.
Yeah. We'll leave the light on for you.
Once Brett's in the ring, Vince says this is Brett's 43rd pay-per-view appearance. And I actually added it up, and it was actually his 45th.
Oh,
Wow.
Vinny.
I mean, that's like almost every fucking pay-per-view.
Pretty much. And I have a non-points trivia question for you.
I'm listening.
How many of those did he win or lose?
No.
Okay.
Do you remember what his first pay-per-view match was?
Hart Foundation versus the Wild Samoans?
No.
The WrestleMania 2 Battle Royal Super Bowl thingy.
Nice.
Good job, Shane. I figured you'd get it.
Yeah.
I didn't even
I was
remember-
trying to figure
yeah.
out if there was something before that, so I'm like scrolling through my
I don't
brain.
even remember a WrestleMania 2 Battle Royal thingy.
It was all the
Football players,
NFL
yeah.
football
When you
players.
said it, I was like, oh yeah, it's the football players.
Yep, because him and Anvil were wearing like black and blue at the time instead.
Yep. So Hitman evades the Undertaker early on, but the dead man finally gains control with punches, throat chops, and a claw hold. Only for Hart to get his boot on the ropes, which Bear just pushes off, allowing the hold to continue for a few moments longer.
The claw.
And I love that he puts boot on the ropes. Paul Bearer pushes it off. So Bret Hart, ever the GOAT, wraps both of his legs around it, as Paul Bearer is not going to be strong enough to pull his legs apart and push them off, because Bret Hart is the excellence of execution.
Best there is, best there was, best there ever will be, and all that jazz.
Mm-hmm. And he's not falling to no Von Erich claw.
Taker goes old school before applying the claw hold once again, only to go back to punches and throat chops until Bret catches him with a boot and a second rope clothesline.
What's that all about?
There's an amazing shot of one of the security guards near like the entrance in the front row. He's just like leaning on the steel, and he just lets out the biggest visible yawn. And I got a real kick out of it.
Bret follows that up with a running clothesline to put the Undertaker on the floor.
But he lands on his feet.
Hitman then lands a slingshot plancha, and he starts pummeling the dead man on the floor before returning to the apron to dive at Taker again, only to be caught and rammed into the ring post.
Ooh, posted. Back first.
Undertaker tries for another ring post, only for Hart to wiggle free, sending the dead man face first into the post.
Not his... I mean, beautiful is not the right word. Not his previously injured face.
But then walks right into a big boot.
Uh-oh.
Facial appliance still on?
Taker throws Bret into the guardrail, more punches, before Hitman reverses a whip, sending the Undertaker knee first into the steel steps.
Ooh, he does a great shot. There's a replay and knees, and then he just does a beautiful hop over the steps and onto the other side. It's great work.
The perks of being a dead man, you can just hit stuff, fly, and just sit right up.
Dead men can't feel their knees.
Hart starts working the legs on the floor, even slamming him against the steps again before heading back into the ring. Bret continues to focus on the leg before trying to tear the mask off to no avail. So the Hitman goes back to the leg, even locking on a figure 4, until the dead man can reverse, forcing the hold to be released. Taker's hobbling about as Hart continues to work the leg and tear the mask off, when the crowd starts to fire up the Undertaker, allowing him to make it back to his feet, where he throws Bret through the ropes to the floor.
And the crowd is cold.
Yeah.
It's weird. Maybe it's because they're both technically faces. I don't know. But it's, maybe it's because...
They're both faces, but they're both working heel.
They're both faces, they're both working heel. If
it was like they almost didn't communicate quite, hey, I'm going to work this way, you work this... Like, they just both kind of were like, oh, we're both faces. One of us has to work heel.
So we both worked a little bit
they
heel.
Both worked
but
heel.
They both worked the same amount of
I'm
heel.
the dead man.
Yeah, where it's like if one of them was a little more heelish, it would... But they were both working like the exact same amount of like slight heel.
The dead man follows out to smash the Hitman's head into the steel steps, choking with a cable cord, all while Bearer has the ref distracted. Taker throws Hart into the timekeeper's table before using a chair and rolling Bret back into the ring, where he looks to keep up the attack with a big boot, only for the Hitman to duck and attack the leg once more, slamming it against the ring post multiple times.
Posted. We get a little bit of a RIP chant. They're coming too.
Back in the ring, more time is focused on the leg, when the Undertaker is able to get back to his feet to fire up with punches, headbutts, leg drop, clothesline, and he goes for the tombstone, only for his leg to buckle. So he punches Hart out to the floor. The dead man then drags Bret to the apron for some forearms. The Hitman drops down, causing Taker to go throat first across the ropes. Back in the ring, Hart hits a DDT on a telegraphed back body drop for a 2 count. Headbutts to the back, Russian leg sweep, but the Undertaker sits up. Bret with a bulldog. The dead man sits up. Hitman with a backbreaker and a second rope elbow drop. And he looks to put the sharpshooter on when Taker grabs him by the throat to make it back to their feet.
I love that on that third one, he tries to sit up, but he can't. And it's like, that's nice.
Both men run the ropes and they hit clotheslines for the double knockout. Hart's up first and he removes a turnbuckle pad before going for the mask again, this time succeeding in tearing it off.
Mask off.
Son of a bitch. Appliance is loose.
We've got a wild appliance.
Undertaker begins to stalk after Bret, who's evading punches, but he's whipped into a corner only to hit a back elbow on the charging dead man.
Not his previously injured face.
Hitman then smashes Taker's face into the exposed turnbuckle several times. Continues with headbutts before going for a crossbody, which the Undertaker catches Hart and delivers a tombstone piledriver for the pin. And no! Diesel pulls the ref out of the ring for the disqualification.
You son of a bitch.
Post-match, Big Daddy Cool smirks and flips off the dead man before leaving back down the aisle when Taker starts to chase him to the back.
You're dead, fucker.
Yeah, the middle finger from Big Daddy Cool, the Sonny's butt, and Golddust Gay Panic, plus She Who Has No Name's side boob. I smell some attitude.
We get the logo for Royal Rumble Plus, and we get Todd Pettengill in the back with Gorilla Monsoon. And the president says that Diesel will get a title shot versus Bret at In Your House 6. Doc Hendricks is then with Shawn Michaels. And the Heartbreak Kid says he's completed Phase 1, by winning the Rumble. Also says his clique is running wild like dinosaurs.
Yeah, it says in the dinosaurs' days, lots of things ran wild. And I was like, oh, that's nice. It's fun.
Sean's asked about Big Daddy Cool versus the Hitman, with him saying Diesel has changed, but he still loves him.
He's his big buddy.
Aww.
Sean is extra loose and cocky here. Maybe he hit the champagne immediately, but he's got more swag than even normal in this interview, where he's just cocky.
We go back to Gorilla, who's confronted by the Undertaker, saying it will be a cold day in hell before the Big Daddy Cool is champion again. And Monsoon realizes that might mean trouble for his main event at the next show.
So what are we going to do?
So he makes it a cage match.
Let's put it in a steel cage. Cage these animals.
We go back to Doc, who's now with Diesel, who's asked for his thoughts on the change to the match. And Big Daddy Cool says that Hart's champion because he allows it. And he told the dead man that he was number one. I mean, he literally showed him that he was number one.
Yeah, we showed him the most important finger. I don't know. I think I'd prefer having an index and a thumb.
I mean, like,
thumbs
up, you're number one.
They say thumb's not technically a finger, but whatever, dude. Come on.
Diesel continues by saying he's the best thing going today.
I could fucking make a list. We wouldn't have Big Daddy Cool on it.
Probably wouldn't be in the top 5.
No.
In this company. Let alone all the other ones.
I wouldn't put him in the top 5 in the other company either.
Hendrickson says he's worried about Taker, with Big Daddy Cool again saying he's not afraid of the dark.
Sounds like
he's only dead because I allow it.
Yeah, you know when somebody like says something too many times and it's like, well, it sounds like that this is a you thing, and like maybe that is a fear of yours because you won't shut up about it. You don't have to convince me. I believed you the first time, and now it sounds like he might be afraid of the dark. Be funny if the Undertaker sent him an urn like nightlight.
Big Daddy Cool's also asked about Michaels eliminating him from the Rumble, and Diesel just pretends to be unbothered by it before calling it the Diesel Wrestling Federation.
It's not the Big Daddy Cool Wrestling Federation?
No.
Oh, that has such a good ring to it.
They both have such good
It's like Big Daddy Cool time.
Mm-hmm.
And Big Daddy Cool just keeps talking.
Yeah.
When someone off screen obviously motions for him to wrap it up.
Hey, we only got like 30 seconds left.
So Diesel just yells at him.
We need to re-rack for the replay.
And we go back to Todd, who's now with Vader and Jim Cornette. And Jim calls the Mastodon the real winner of the Rumble, as Vader's destroying the locker room. It's Vader time, now, and forever.
But not then.
And not together. And then Pettingale sends us to a video package of highlights from the evening.
Starting with Sonny in the tub.
Before it fades to black. So I ask you, gentlemen, what are your overall thoughts of Royal Rumble 96?
I mean, it was, for the most part, it's a good show. It's got lots of stuff. Flip back to my first page here so I don't... Yeah, the Jarrett Ahmed match I thought was done well, but it's just sad that Jarrett decided to leave again after the match was over, so we didn't really get to have too much building from there, but he'll be back because he's always back. The Royal Rumble itself was a whole lot better than last year's.
Yes.
With the way things were handled in the ring, as well as just the people who were invited to participate. I feel like I say this statement often, but it's one of those that's good, not great. There's just some little tweaks that need to be made or something with it. Golddust, it was awesome to see him win his first title in the Big W, even though it came with an assist. Looking forward to seeing more with him and his nameless lady, who soon shall have a name.
Will be named.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth a watch. It's got lots of good stuff in there. There's lots of seeds planted for the future, so it makes for a fairly, hopefully, exciting 1996.
Yeah, I would say that there's great character stuff with Golddust, a pretty good tag match, a much better Rumble than 1995's. Undertaker and Bret was like long, and the finish was anticlimactic. The face versus face, both heelish at times, but nothing too dirty considering that the title's on the line. Kind of. Normally, I would be like, oh, well, the title match should always be the last match. But I feel like maybe we should have just ended on the Rumble if we're going to do the face thing.
Yeah.
But I hate to say that because I always think the title should always be the last thing on a show, no matter how hot everything else is.
I'm going to say that the reason they put the Rumble on before that match is because of the Diesel finish.
That's true.
If Diesel does that and then goes into the Royal Rumble and doesn't win, it's kind of like, it doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense. That's a very good point, Matt. I did not think about the Diesel part of it.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about how cold the match was. Because there was cheers and jeers every time one of those guys was on top or had a big spot in the Undertaker Bret Hart match, because people love the Undertaker, people love Bret Hart, and they don't know who
I
to
think
cheer
a lot.
for.
I think part of the problem also is we've watched, over the last couple weeks, we had the show in Japan and the high energy, whatever, good crowd interaction.
I mean, we had one of the best
ECW
non-tournament Japan match shows we've watched.
ECW crowd on the last show was very vocal and involved in chanting and whatnot, and this crowd here just kind of
flatter than a plate full of piss.
Yeah. So it kind of, I think that's something that was taken from the show, was it didn't have a crowd that wanted to cheer or knew when to cheer. So there's just something.
I will say that considering that Undertaker is the dead man, like nothing phases him. He pops back up, probably wouldn't be the right way to put it, but he always comes back. He sits up, but
he rises.
But the Bret Hart legwork on Undertaker for 20 minutes, it's putting over how strong the Undertaker is, but it really just felt like beating a drum. And I understand that it's the Undertaker. He's got to be strong. You're gonna have to do a lot to wear him down because he doesn't even have a fucking heartbeat or whatever. But it wore out its welcome, and like Shane said, maybe that has to do with the fact that the crowd was never particularly a great crowd, but they definitely didn't know what to do here. Nor were they told what to do, which most crowds are just waiting for you to tell them what to do, especially pre-internet.
So I feel the actual wrestling on the show is very good.
Absolutely.
The character work and the storyline advancement is very good.
Yes.
But there's still something about the whole show that just kind of leaves me unimpressed.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it is, Jarrett Ahmed, it's good until there's just this ending. It's okay.
It's flat.
Hart and Undertaker, it did go on a little bit too long.
Yeah.
But also, Bret is the champion. Who's this feud with? It's not the Undertaker, because the Undertaker's in a feud with Diesel, and Diesel's in. I'm like, Bret is the side piece to this other feud, but he's the champion.
Yeah,
that's in the middle of this.
What are we looking at?
Give me a triple threat, which they're not going to do in WWF at this point.
Yeah.
But just give me a triple threat match with them. Makes more sense. Get it over with.
That's a good point.
Because now we have Undertaker and Bret on this show. Next show, we now know that we're going to have Diesel and Bret, but the feud is still Diesel and Undertaker. I mean, we now know that Shawn and Bret are going to face at WrestleMania, but then we also, literally just the Royal Rumble Plus. Who showed up? Diesel, Undertaker, Shawn
Vader.
And Vader.
No Bret.
No Bret.
Yeah. He's
So
the fucking champion.
Bret's the champion, and he's number 5 on the call list, basically.
And he has nobody. Like, what is he gonna say? I can't wait to beat up Diesel. It's like, well,
I've already done that.
yeah,
Yeah, I've already beat him up.
yeah.
Doing the same kind of match that I just did with Undertaker, and I will say, yes, the match went on too long with Undertaker, but
There's a reason.
But it was definitely better than that match with Diesel. That was basically the same match.
And see,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it went
It at
as
least
long
had the
as-
Because
character.
Undertaker can actually sell.
And Undertaker has the character to where he needs to be worked over more.
Yeah. Well, I think it's because of the WrestleMania match that's going to happen. It was kind of a warm up of, let's see how long, give Bret. I don't even know how long the match went for.
28 minutes.
Is it 28? Okay, I was thinking it went over 30.
When it started, there was like 40 minutes left or something, and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
And then it
I
felt
think
like
the
it.
official time was 28 something.
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
And that could be
well, we
also
got like
why
the
the
10
crowd
minutes
was
of
not
10
as
minutes
involved.
of like plus or whatever.
Yeah, but no, with the match that's happening for the championship at Mania, it's an Iron Man. So you've got Michaels who has his warm up at the Rumble. However long he was in there for, 30-something, 40-something minutes, and then you've got Hart with a 30-something minute match as well as kind of a getting him on the way.
Technically, if you think about it, every single match on this card, the finish of it, other than the tag match, was something happened. Guitar,
Yep.
tag match was okay.
1, 2, 3, kid.
1, 2,
1, 2, 3 kid. The Royal Rumble, technically Shawn was eliminated.
Yeah.
Vader eliminated Shawn.
Yeah, they changed the rules.
They
this
changed
year.
the rules.
But like, yeah, as far as previous rules.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
if you want to be a stickler about these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Diesel, the DQ in the match, which that just like completely, because like I'm watching the crowd because I know it's about to come, and the crowd doesn't even react to Diesel coming out. Mm-hmm. So it's like it just happens. And
It
it's
should
just
be,
like,
yeah.
It's just like
It should be
Wait,
exciting
what?
to see who is going to pin the fucking if Bret Hart can pin the Undertaker, or if Undertaker can pin Bret Hart. Should be
technically, if you think if Bret pins or submits the Undertaker's no longer even in the title picture.
no, he's done.
So it's like, why would Diesel come out and cause a disqualification?
Yeah.
It's like,
But it makes me think of when I was a kid in the 90s. You guys remember Magic Eyes? Like the things that were like a bunch of colors. You're supposed to like cross your eyes and then something appears.
Oh, okay, yeah.
This is like a magic eye where I'm like, yeah, it looks cool, but I can never seem to get the magic eye to work. I've never actually seen one. I can't cross my eyes very well, I guess. And this is kind of like what that is like. Yeah, this all like looks pretty good on paper, but it just can't.
The fucking
Yeah,
sailboat.
I can't seem to make it come together. I am Ethan Suplee in Mallrats. Just hoping for more, and at the very least, it looks cool from the distance that I'm at. The tag match was a very nice tag match. Golddust, like you said, everything that you said, we're all kind of on the same page here.
yeah.
Good. Where's the smart marks at? All right. Fuck you.
I think it's time we smark it up. So what are some of the best moments of this show? Hunter going 48 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep, I was a big fan of Bob Holly's work in the Rumble. I was a big fan of Steve Austin coming in and legitimately warming up a cold ring. Of course, Golddust's character work was incredible. It's probably my favorite match on the show.
The woman who won't be named and Sunny.
The woman, of course. Sunny Cheeks and
Jarrett's guitar shot.
Yes.
it was maybe one of the most perfect
Explosion.
guitar shots.
I was actually surprised about the. We're not surprised, but like I didn't realize that he started doing the guitar gimmick this early.
Yeah.
And it was perfect.
Yeah.
Like last time he hit him with the gold
Honky
record.
Tonk was officially gone, so
And now it's the guitar. But the guitar shot was picture perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Jake throwing Revelations into the ring.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, the snake was very.
that snake
was huge. Yeah, it was easily the biggest snake we've seen. It was bigger than the one that he did
Oh,
Macho
definitely.
with. Yeah, because that
It
one.
definitely
Yeah,
was.
that
Like
was
you
like a
remember
little
how
cobra.
fucking horrific that is, but it's like, well, the snake's not as big, but this thing was almost as long as the ring.
yeah. This one was like Damien ate Damien. And,
Yeah.
or maybe Damien ate Lucifer, because I guess that was one of them too.
Jake doesn't know the names of those snakes. Those poor snakes were not handled correctly.
I just like how this snake has a more biblical name instead of a more satanic name.
Yeah, that is fun.
I mean, I think we all agree that even though we know that it's not the best thing in the world, but the Billionaire Ted stuff it's fun.
It's so fun. I mean, we talked about it when it came up in the show, where it's like, yeah, this is petty and dumb, but it is still incredibly
great,
funny. It's like, oh, they did a really good SNL skit for only wrestling fans.
I can't say that I didn't disagree with 90% of what they said in the skit.
Yeah, for sure. But it didn't come off as like, it came off as like sore loser, petty shit.
All of Golddust's antics.
So good.
They were so good.
Yeah. I mean, he's my MVP for the evening just because of that character work. It's been like it's been solid, but he really just like went over the line, or at least like established a new line of what Golddust is and like how far they're willing to take this gimmick. And you know, the like outside of the fact that it's cringy gay panic stuff, it's still done incredibly well.
I wonder if they count Kane. Didn't Isaac throw somebody out, yank him?
I don't think so.
Did he not? Okay. I couldn't remember.
I thought maybe he got somebody out, but he was not in for very long.
But then it was more, that was my thought was, did they count that in his Kane counting, or?
Oh, no, absolutely not. They definitely didn't count it.
He eliminated Fatu.
Fatu, okay.
Okay.
That was his only one.
All right.
Big quiche.
How about most disappointing?
The title match. It was
Diesel.
I don't think it was like
The fact that Steve Austin hand slipped and Kama got to be in the Final Four instead of the ringmaster.
I'm kind of okay with that because we know
he wasn't going to win it anyways, but because it was well worked, but it's like I was confused looking at it. So what are the fucking people in the ring in like the arena supposed to think while it's happening right directly in front of them? At least I have some like hindsight and like time passed, and I'm still looking at it like scratching my head, and it's obviously well worked, but it's just like to what end? And the answer is me scratching my head. All the three of us scratching our head and like, okay.
I mean, I kind of mentioned it just a minute ago, but Bret's your champion, and he's number 5 on the call sheet.
Yep. Yeah. Agreed.
Mm-hmm. He took the Undertaker to task, and what did he get for it?
He gets to go to a cage match with Diesel.
Yeah.
Woo! Cool.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that one.
A man that he's already
pinned or submitted. Did he pin him or submit him? I don't even remember.
But he had enough matches with the man already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He doesn't even deserve. Diesel doesn't even deserve to be in a cage with Bret Hart at this point. He had his chances and came up with a definitive loss.
I mean, it's nothing major because I have no clue who he is anyways, but that whole Omari, they gave us no real info on him.
They didn't have any. It was just, I legitimately...
Yay for inviting him, but give us something.
I legitimately think that Dory Funk brought him
instead
of Terry Funk.
It was probably supposed to be Terry,
boy.
And he was like, I couldn't get Terry, so here's this guy.
Yeah. His name ends in E too.
If anything, I would have loved to see Hakushi get like, because he was getting crowd reactions in the times we've seen him before, and he even got one here. But it's like, why can't you just push this guy?
There was a sign in the crowd that said Bret with 2 T's, the greaseball Hart.
Hell yeah! Better Rumble match than last year.
Yes,
definitely. How about best performer of the night?
Starts with the G, ends with a T. There's a D in the middle.
At least one.
Golddust. Yeah, I never know if it's Golddust. Yeah, it's just one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I always wrote it out.
Yeah, I'm totally. I mean, Golddust. Actually, I don't know. I kind of want to give it to Hunter.
Go for it.
Because
Hunter's not a bad one either.
Yeah.
I was happy with what Golddust did, but Hunter's first Rumble was a nice one.
Yeah, I think I'm going with Golddust as well. I think just the character work, and then getting the victory, becoming the champion.
Yeah,
It
was smart, scummy heel stuff with a twist on it. Whether that twist is, whether it is what it is or it isn't. It's 1995, and that was the fucking deal. Yeah. But it's still done incredibly well.
Always keep them guessing.
Mm-hmm.
How about most surprising?
I didn't expect...
They called Dory Funk instead of Haas Funk.
Oh, nice.
True.
No, I did not. I wasn't sure if this was where Golddust gets the Intercontinental title, because I know that he has had the Intercontinental title at a point in time, but I didn't realize it was this early in the run.
I can remember when Marlena,
who?
The young woman.
Beep
Who
it
are you
out,
talking
beep it
about?
Out. Yeah.
Yeah.
The former Miss Alexandria.
Can you bleep that?
I probably can if I try.
Yeah. That he got it here, and I think that it would have been like, he's not gonna just get the pin. He's the Gay Panic heel. 1, 2, 3 Kid coming out, because that's still not finished, is a nice touch. And the confusion of people being like, Golddust, more like Gay Dust, and then he comes out with the fucking mega hottie. And everyone's like, what the hell? And then it ends with him winning the belt and then licking tongues with her on, like, zoomed in. Their tongues touch outside of their mouths like fucking, like lizards. It's pretty gross and funny. Yeah.
I was kind of surprised that the Rumble was as good as it was. Because just after the disappointment of the last couple of years in the Rumble.
Yeah. As I was watching, I was like, you know what?
This one to kind of show up was nice.
And it was well booked, considering the smaller or names that aren't going to get reactions. They placed them well in the middle of the card and never kept any of them in the ring long enough. And they had solid hands like Hunter and Bob Holly to continue like being good in the ring, instead of having a bunch of nobodies or old guys or too many people in the ring, to where it just turns into like a bunch of people like standing and like fake hitting each other and like whispering in each other's ears, like, well, now what? Like it flowed well.
This is tough. I'm trying to think of what surprised me in this. I mean, it's a little more difficult for me because I've watched it more than a few times over the years. I totally forgot Doug Gilbert was in here. Who would have thought the Black Patriot or Dark Patriot would have been in a Rumble and actually got to use his own name? I'm honestly surprised, I guess, that the Smoking Guns kept belts. Figure you bring in a tag team partner, Sunny is blowing up the way she is, give her boys the belts right off the bat just because one of them is related to Bruce Pritchard.
Maybe, yeah. If anything, I think that a fun angle would be for her to switch over to the Guns and then fuck them over in a double cross. That could be a fun angle, because they're obviously hotter than the BodyDonnas, and then so of course, and it's teased.
That would never happen.
Mm-mm. Totally never.
I mean, come on, Billy Gunn.
Never ever.
Billy Gunn is incredibly hot as a Smoking Gun. Bart's not far behind him.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, and and Skip and Tom Pritchard just look like Midwestern football coaches.
Yeah.
Making their way to the ring.
It's trivia time.
Okay. Let's do this.
Raymond Rougeau. I'm kidding. We did not watch a wrestle in 93-94.
No.
So this week the category is pay-per-feud.
We're back, and it's time to play the feud. Let's have it. Sean.
Pay-per-feud.
So I will give you the last 5 matches of the show. You give me the name and the year of that show.
Okay.
I will start. You'll get 5 points if you get it with the first match. Goes down in numbers.
Yeah, and you're starting with you're building up to the main event.
Correct.
Correct.
I ain't going to be nice and give you the main event.
No, I know. I'm
first.
just making sure. it's clear
Make it
to the
easy.
listener. I assumed that was the deal.
And remember, this is 93 through 94.
Okay.
So
It's going to be 93 or 94.
exactly. Making it real
If it
simple
was
for
a
you on this
SummerSlam,
one.
you got two answers. If it was a,
So the first match is Team IRS of Erwin R. Shyster, Diesel, the model Rick Martel, and Adam Bomb with Harvey Whippleman versus Team Razor of 1, 2, 3 Kid, Marty Jannetty, Razor Ramon, and a mystery partner.
can I guess?
Go for it.
Buzzin', go for it.
Survivor Series 93?
That is correct.
Hey.
Well, you said some of those names that were guys, older guys, Rick Martel, and I was like, there was no Rick Martel in 94. So that was my giveaway, and then it was the team thing. So
Yeah.
that was it. I just assumed Shane had this one, but I
Literally,
needed
as
the
soon as
points.
I said team, I was
like-
expecting one of you to buzz in, just go, oh, it's all
I had to hear who all was on the
one
team.
of two.
Yeah,
so.
well, Rick Martel was the giveaway for me, where it was 93.
But some of the other matches that were on that show, Shawn Michael and his Knights versus the Hart family. The Heavenly Bodies versus the Rock and Roll Express for the Smoky Mountain Wrestling Tag Team Championship.
Good match.
Team Bam Bam versus the Four Doinks. That was the Four
God.
Doinks match.
Oh.
And the main event was the Foreign Fanatics versus the All Americans.
Of Lex.
That was Lex, Undertaker, and the Steiner
Steiners.
brothers.
Damn,
Yep.
seems so long ago.
Just a few years.
So far away.
Next week, Monday Night Nitro.
Woo.
From January 22nd, 1996.
Day after the Rumble we just talked about.
That's correct.
Got some shows coming up.
Wonder what's going to happen on there.
I mean, obviously something if we're covering a Raw.
No, this is Nitro.
Oh, you said Nitro. I
Nitro.
heard Raw
Yeah.
in my head because we finished Rumble, so it's Nitro. Something's going. Something's happening. I'm interested.
Music from this week's show is the Royal Rumble opening, and Undertaker won our main event.
He did, didn't he?
Bong.
So we played Graveyard Symphony by Jim Johnston. If you like this episode or any of our other ones, please go out there and rate and review us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, or wherever you find your podcasts at. Do as Michael says.
5 stars or no stars. Come on.
And if you have any questions, comments, concerns,
Recipes, drink ideas. We're going to Vegas, so, I mean, there's lots of drink possibilities there.
Nitro's in Vegas?
Vegas bombs.
Caesar's Palace, baby.
What food do we got in Vegas? I don't know, but
Is this the
Everything.
first live one?
They're all live.
I guess, yeah, that's true. They're all live.
Don't you remember that Austin promo?
I do,
man?
but it's just crazy that Caesar's Palace seems wild.
Well, there's a Clash of the Champions the very next day, so they're doing a 2 for show.
oh,
We're not covering the Clash of the Champions.
okay, good.
So the Clash of Champions is in 2. I like a good Clash of Champions, but they're not all good.
Yeah, a Tuesday Clash of Champions. I don't know how I feel about that one.
They're always on weekdays, right?
No,
Well, a lot of them are.
sometimes maybe. I
They're
don't
like
remember.
a special, like a, an extra hour long.
Yeah.
They were in your house before in your house.
We'll talk about it a little
Yeah.
bit when talking the Nitro. But you can send any of that stuff to our email at wrestlinghistoryx@gmail.com or find us on Twitter at WrestlingHistoX. That's Wrestling HISTO.
X.
We'll talk to you next week.
Later.